question. So if I'm a CEO or a CFO in a large organisation, I know I've got lots of data out there. I suspect there's value in it. Maybe I'm not, of the new world and don't fully understand the power and the value of that data. Where should I begin to kind of start to explore? Do I hire a data scientist, a data engineer? Where should I start on that journey to kind of understand where the value lies in data in my organisation?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and this question is relevant to any data leader. Is exactly the same subject every time. Where I should start? Should I start to build a data warehousing and clean the data before bringing some value to the data scientists, etc.? Or should I start with some bulk proof of concepts, even the data is not stable? The thing is, me, I have another strategy. So every time I start a new subject, or even if I'm in a big company, you have a chance to talk with the CEO or any C-level. I used to ask them one question: what questions didn't make you sleep? And these questions for me is so fantastic, because 90% of the time you can have some answers or even give the answer with the data, and that drives me where I should go first. Probably there is some work to do in data quality side, but probably there is some better way to doing data engineering. However, having the first direction from the CEO or from the CFO or from the CEO, that drives you where to start first to look at the data, and after that you can release something, and that's so powerful because when you ask directly the right question in the mind, even if the CEO or the CFO didn't expect you to give an answer or to resolve this pain, if you come with a solution with data, you can imagine, wow, how it would be. It would be like very, very helpful for them, and it would be like starting to dream with the data.
I think you make a really good point around, it may not be the best, most, future-proof, scalable solution to start with, but actually you deliver value quickly and help them, them to see that there is value in the data. That's how I guess you get investment and buy-in to kind of move forward.
Exactly. After that, they're starting to understand the value of the data, understand how the data can help them, and after that is a better way to get more investment, to go further, and they will be more open to understand the problem you got with the data. So if we're starting to say, okay, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to fix data, okay, but what is for me? Start first with what you can release, what you can improve for the business, and after that, then you probably understand and hear you when you need some more investment.
Absolutely, and I think one thing I've seen sort of techies, if you like, and be guilty of is just sort of say, they don't get it. We're building this code, we're building ETL, those guys, they don't get it. And I think, and I'm guilty of this in the past as well, but I think you've got to look at yourself and ask the question, well, are we asking the right questions? Are we talking the right language? Because if you lock yourself in the dark room and write code and start talking about ETL and even master data, people who are senior in the business go, well, hey, it doesn't add anything to my world. It doesn't stop me sleeping at night, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good question, and I think I also think you're right. Those questions. Or those problems that keep the CEO awake at night, often, and I think you said about 90% of the time, there's a data solution related to that, and they may not have sort of pieced that together, but there's almost always a dotted line from your strategy to data being able to enable that strategy, right?
Exactly. And this is exactly what you said about asking the right question. We're not doing technical stuff to doing technical stuff. We are doing technical stuff to answer a business problem. And sometimes even the business problem is not very well expressed by the business. So that's why I used to say, when we engage with stakeholders, when they're asking, oh, I need this report. No, myself, I will never do it. Every time I engage with them and say, what is for? What do you need this report for? I want to understand how it works, what is your mindset, how you deal with things. If this report will change something for you, if this report will revolutionize the company, tell me, what you will do with this report? And this is something very great in Moneypenny because everyone is very helpful, so everyone will say, okay, I will explain you my full life and they will share with you a lot of things. But this is where after that you understand why they need this report, but most of the time they don't need this report.
Yeah.
They need something else, which is probably they never ask it because they think that just first impossible or it's too long or it's too complicated. No, I will build you the data product that is fits of what you want, not this report, because probably this report, you will need this report and this report and this report to figure out what's going on. What's the point? Let's build the data product. And this is where we starting to build insights.